ready?
You ready?
We're gonna open our first cacao. Well, my first one. Is this your first too?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We saw, or he saw a video. Oh my god, it worked! Oh my god! Oh, let me smell. Ooh, it just smells like green, you know?
Oh my goodness. It's a little sweet and tart and very fruity. Mm.
And here's my first cacao. That's interesting. That's pretty good. Whoa. See what Tyler thinks.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you think?
Are you supposed to chew or what?
Well,
No, just like the stuff.
Yeah, what do you do with the seeds? Can you eat it like this? No?
I wouldn't. Put the seeds in that bowl.
Okay, we'll save the seeds. I'm gonna try to take some seeds back home. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it remind you of anything?
Mm. It's like very juicy, fruity kind of.
Juicy fruit. Fruit roll up.
It's very fruity.
Wow, this bird is beautiful.
And quite unique.
Almost looks like a.
I like this color.
It's like y'all got some chocolate.
He's like, I see that cacao in your hand. So
Yeah.
you sure we can't eat the seeds?
I think
Raw?
you could, but
Raw cacao, no? We gotta look it up. You never want to eat something you're not sure of. This is awesome.
it's really good.
First cacao experience. Pura vida! So here's all the seeds. I've rinsed them off and tried to rub off as much of the pulp as possible. I'm going to let these dry and see what happens. This gentleman here built this tree house by his hands.
Teak.
He used teak. He even used oxen.
That's teak right there.
This is the mill.
How's it going? Yeah, good. Good morning.
And if you guys come to Playa Hermosa or Jaco area, you guys have to stay at this tree house. Right next to it is this butterfly garden. We're about to get a tour. And all the fruit trees, of course.
We've been working a lot on the treehouse this past year, and then we had zero tourism. So when there's no tourism, we're not kind of collecting the eggs and making the. So what we do, and I'll show you a little bit more about that later, is collect the eggs to be able to have higher numbers and keep them safer in this like kind of lab setup, so that there are less predators. So in the wild, only about 5% of butterflies make it from egg all the way to butterfly. Only 5%. So there's spiders, ants, wasps, geckos, birds, parasitic flies, a lot of different things that want to come and sting the eggs or eat suck the juice out of the caterpillars, or a lot of different predators out there. So what we do to avoid that, collect the little eggs in these dishes, bring them into these little cubby holes, and then we're actually feeding them little cuttings of their plant in a little dish of water, in a little like box basically, to keep them safe. But this is called bilimbi, which is like this like pickle, little sour pickle type thing.
Wow.
This is egg fruit. Which
I have one of those.
You do? Oh, cool.
A little seedling.
Canistel, yeah.
Yep.
And then that's jaboticaba, the Brazilian tree grape.
Nice.
And this is a Julie mango from
here.
Jamaica. It ripens green. We have our first little few on there. And there's just this keppel, and then there's peanut butter fruit, and there's tons and tons of stuff.
I love peanut butter fruit.
Yeah, I love it too. And the birds love it too. There's so many birds that come to that.
Just snatch it up.
This is wax jambu, like it's like a water apple, but the crunchier, crispier version, basically. And I have white, pink, and red of that. This is the white one. Actually, you can see a couple little ones up top.
Really?
See those little white ones?
Oh, those are so pretty. Yes.
So those are little wax jambu or wax apple.
Nice.
This is Colombia, Zapote colombiano.
Bigger ones up there.
Chupa chupa fruit, they call it. There's cinnamon.
Chupa
I
chupa.
use the bark from that. It's real. I just planted that like a few months ago. But this is a money tree, like the one that people have in their office.
Yeah,
like, on their desk and stuff that they weave a lot of times in the States. But it makes.
Is that a
nut.
giant nut? Oh, this is a
Tyra,
different
watch this out.
kind.
So inside of that is a whole bunch of nuts, and they're. This is
The ones we have in Florida are way different.
really.
Yeah, they're smaller.
Well, there's actually two types of this Pachira. This is aquatica, and then there's another one that's
this
also
one's
known as money tree,
huge.
but different. I don't know. The other one makes a nut as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
smaller, like
Small.
my hand.
Huh.
Yeah,
That was. This is
and they
our
pop
still-
open.
I'm still just figuring it out. We had one other seed pod that I was like, wait, is it old? Is it too old? So I like broke it
That's
up
so
and it
cool.
wasn't too old. It was like too young. So like this, so this one needs more time, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then this is a little tiny Namdok Maize from.
Oh my God, that's my
know.
favorite. I have
My
like
favorite
12
too.
seedlings. Ah, it's so good.
I'm like, it's just doing its first flowering right now.
And they remain true to seed.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, the Namduk Maize.
Is that true?
Yeah,
I'd never
but if
heard
you
that.
graft it, you'll get it
Well,
faster.
yeah, sure, but
And they
still,
don't
it's good
get
to
too
know. I
big.
didn't know that. Yeah, this is the red.
Ah, that's so great.
These are peanuts.
Oh, I've had those too.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
Brazilian jungle peanuts.
This is just
Or
normal
Amazonian?
American peanuts.
Oh wow.
Like
That you pull it up and you
yeah.
see.
So like they make this little yellow flower,
Mm-hmm.
and then that gets pollinated by a bee. Once it gets
down.
pollinated, they send it back into the ground, and it buries down in. I mean, it may be a jungle. As far as I know, it's just a normal peanut. And then this is the orange fleshed or red fleshed jackfruit.
Oh my goodness, there's some babies there.
Baby one, yeah.
Ooh.
Two little babies, but so you can't really see too much. I got a big jackfruit. You can take a picture of it.
That's
yeah,
a
that's the
cutie.
orange fleshed one, and then
Oh, that's
And then-
amazing.
we got a big one over there.
Do you have seeds for that one?
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't produced any fruits I can eat yet.
That's right. So how old is
These
that
are-
tree, if that's your first one?
That tree is about, I don't know, maybe 3 years, maybe.
3 years, okay. That's a
3
decent,
or 4 years old. Yeah.
decent size.
How long have you been on this property?
I've been on this property for 5.5 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Some things like this, I just planted like 2 years ago, probably, right when I came back from Thailand.
Wow, they grow so
And we're like,
fast here.
oh, it's so good. And then I actually
Yep.
found a guy that had one, and
It's like no
I
other.
bought 3 of them. I love them. They're by far my favorite. So I'm stoked. We'll see. I don't even. It's so young to be. A lot of people would say cut those things off and let it.
No way, Jose.
I know, but a lot of people, that's because all the energy is going to go into flower and fruit production, maybe.
Great.
And instead of making it big, though. So like one of the theories is like, okay, so let's say you're talking about 5 years. How many fruits at the end of 5 years? If you let it go the first year and make 3 mangoes, second year makes 5, third 7, then 9, 10. But if you took the first 2 years of flowers off, by the 5th year you might be at 50 or 60.
Oh, I
You know,
understand.
because it's getting bigger, and then so year 5 you'd be way ahead versus. But I'm the same as you. I'm like, I want to eat it. But it does slow everything down when you let them do that. This is the red wax jambu. Actually, no, this one's the pink, and then I have the red over there. That's another money tree.
Money tree right
These
here.
are in the mangosteen family. This is
Wow.
nice. This is Garcinia umbriana, button mangosteen.
Whoa.
And this was labeled as seashore mangosteen, but I think it's just also button mangosteen. Very cool.
Beautiful leaves. They look like rib cages.
Jaboticaba, and
Jaboticaba.
we have like tons of like butterfly plants here along the property, and mostly in the shaded areas around the river, basically. So like all these like heart-shaped leaves, that's a certain type of plant, and these other ones are different plants. These are morpho plants here, these tall ones. And we have hundreds of those planted along the river's edge, and lots of
Amazing.
supplementary butterfly plants for other stuff. And then like we have another structure here which right now has nothing in it except the plants that are just growing tall and big. So
Wow, nice.
the owl butterflies
This is so cool.
feed on these plants. And this needs to be cleaned up. I haven't really been in here in a while, but we're letting everything grow up. They really eat so voraciously that they'll strip all this down to like nothing. Like these caterpillars. Yeah, like in no time. This was
What?
full like this before, and then it was nothing.
That's
caterpillar.
insane.
But yeah, so the different gingers and platanillas, and there's a few other different types of butterfly plants in here, but
Amazing. Just the ones we want.
sorry, this is a powerful door. I'm gonna hold it because if you look, we get right into our first butterfly stuff right here. 'Cause This actually incubated last night. It was still hanging here. Yesterday it was still hanging like as a caterpillar, but I disconnected.
Love it.
In the pre-pupa phase. So it goes after the egg, then the caterpillar, then the pupa, and then the butterfly. So this one just converted. This one's been here for 3 days already. So they'll be born probably in the next 5 days. This one will be born. This one will be born in about a week.
Wow.
It looks like a leaf.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's 100% the point, like a dead leaf.
Good
Yeah.
Like this. Look,
camouflage.
this is a dead leaf hanging naturally somehow, and that's pretty much what they're going for with a little dead leaf.
Wow.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
Camouflage.
So the owl butterfly, which has these like kind of eye spots to make it look like an owl, feeds on all these leaves that look like banana-shaped leaves, and also on the banana-shaped leaves. On banana, they can eat banana leaves. They can eat these ginger leaves. They can eat the platanilla leaves, and you can see that they've shredded all these leaves. Shredded them all down. One thing about this plant too, which is kind of cool, is it starts with this pretty flower. Out of the flower grows a new plant directly out of the flower.
That's interesting.
As it gets bigger and heavier.
That I've never seen.
As it gets, see, it's a small one. But then as it gets heavier and heavier, it
Oh my goodness.
goes down
That's
to
so
the ground,
cool.
and then touches down, and then the roots.
What
are
a
all
brilliant
right there. These are
feature.
all roots ready to go. So that's how it doesn't have seeds or anything. It just goes up, and falls over 6 feet this way. 6
They
feet,
travel,
it's like
yep.
walking. Yeah. And then goes this way. Then that one will go up and fall over that way.
Brilliant.
So it has
They
its
can
own-
find their way to nutrients and water and stuff.
Yep.
That's
But it's pretty cool. You can also just cut them and then stick them in the ground and they'll grow as well. So while we're here, let's see if you guys can see any of the caterpillars. There's one in front of me here. I'm not going to show you exactly where.
Okay.
See if you guys can see a good, kind of a decent sized caterpillar in this little area here. Anyone
Oh
see
man.
it? There's poop. Caterpillar poop right there. Right in here. Table, I'm going to narrow you guys down a little bit.
Goodness.
Right in here.
Yeah, he's super good at hiding.
You guys are going to trip when you actually see it.
Oh my god!
And look at the camo. Look at the leaves next to it.
That's crazy!
Full camo next to those leaves.
I've never seen one look like this.
Isn't that crazy? Look how much it looks like those dead little...
You guys see it? Brilliant.
Look at
It
this
looks
other
like a
leaf that's on...
branch.
Look at this one. It's like also lined up
He
perfectly.
looks like one of those.
It's the same
as that, right?
That's
It's
trippy.
these little... Almost the same.
Great
So yeah,
job.
it's a pretty cool little camo.
That's wild.
That's a great way to stay in shape.
I'm sure there's more here too. They're just sometimes hard to see.
Clearly.
But yeah, and they get quite large. I mean, they get double that size at
That's
least.
insane.
I'm sure there's a bunch more in here. So really,
What kind of butterfly is he coming?
here's a big one.
Owl one?
Look at this one. Yeah, he turns into the owl butterfly. See this one?
Whoa.
That's a grande.
Whoa.
He's ready. He's like, he'll be impupating in the next
Wow.
couple days.
Wow.
Massive.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
He's a fatty. And do
Yeah.
birds like to eat them? And
Oh
things?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Big
So
time.
they need to be camouflaged.
And see how he actually has, I'll just show you this.
He's like, no.
Oh, don't pick him up.
Oh my god.
So see how this is like a fake head?
Yeah.
So that's his tail, but it looks like the little,
Antennas.
has a little, yeah, so it's another technique.
Cool.
Whoa.
But yeah, big caterpillars.
Those
So-
almost look like stingers. Like I would.
yeah, but they're soft. But they look like they would, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. They look
Kinda
spiky and like they'd hurt you, but they're not.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can touch it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
Come back over here. Bing. All right. And let's see. So those turn into pretty much the largest butterfly that we have in here at times. And sometimes we
Incredible.
have tons of those. Right now there's not very many, but there will be because there's a bunch of caterpillars and pupas growing. So they all have different techniques for survival. Some use the camouflage like that. Some actually feed on, for example, like this plant.
Look at that. That's so beautiful.
Because it has that same banana-shaped leaf, they can feed on that as well.
So fluffy.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
wow,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
hair.
it's so fluffy.
Whoa.
And they actually make this little yellow flower, which the butterflies feed on as well. And they get
These
bigger
are
too.
gorgeous.
Look at this one. This one's huge. Whoa. Yeah, big one. But yeah, they're really cool. And they make those yellow flowers. And so, and then if you look, let's see. If you look up, see these are super owl butterfly eggs.
Those are
Those
crazy.
are owl butterfly eggs. Owl butterfly eggs. Let's see right
Right
here.
on the bottom.
There's some owl butterfly eggs right there. Wow. So when they're fresh, they're white. And when we're collecting them to bring them inside the lab, we try to get the white ones. You can see here, something's been eating. Chances are,
Oh my goodness!
These are the owl or the
Blue
morpho caterpillars.
Oh, that's so
Isn't it
cool.
They have those little hairs, a little yellow.
They look so
the red.
interesting.
And then as they get bigger, they change sometimes. Yeah.
Ooh, so hard to focus. Those are beautiful. Yay.
And then here's a little bit bigger one. Right here.
Those are cool.
Doesn't look like you would want to eat it. All those hairs, right? All those spiky hairs.
There's so many up there too.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So yeah, so that's, and then they get, you know, they get big. They get almost like the size of my pinky or something. Wow. They get quite big. Erato, Heliconia erato. This one here is the longest lived butterfly that we have in Costa Rica. That can live up to 6 months. Whereas there's some types of butterflies that only live for a few days. That's these menus in the back there, the tiger looking one that has the little small eggs on the very wispy tips of the, that was the host plant for that. This other red and white and black one in the back is Parides arcas, and that's a female. So in some cases they have the same coloration for male and female. Like this little guy has the same coloration male and female. You can tell sometimes the female because she has a little bit bigger butt where she keeps the eggs. This one actually has different colors. The male has some green, and so I can tell just from looking at it that that's the female. You feed either rotting fruit,
here.
put them with little rotting fruit and stuff, or food. All those
Yeah,
leaves.
they just tore through it.
Yeah, they just tear them up. It's incredible. All right, let's keep going. See what we got.
Beep.
So, and one of my favorite things to do is to try to get it to go 2 by 2 by 2. Like, I like it to go like robot style, where it's like, go, like this, go, bang, 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 bang.
That's ridiculous.
Amazing.
Isn't it cool to get it to do it like that, right?
So how do you just holding it on the
Yeah,
edge?
almost the easiest way to do it is with a lighter and give it a little heat on the edge, and then it'll go ding, 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 ding. But also if you just hold it and kind of squeeze and pinch the very tip of it and hold it and keep doing that. It doesn't always work, but yeah, there it goes.
That's amazing.
And it'll go 2 at a time. So one thing that people don't understand is, so this one, right, the leaves have already closed up, right? But watch, it still has one more thing.
One more
the
trick.
branch. Watch the branch. And, oh, it's not really doing it on that one, but see these ones, the branch?
It just
Yeah.
falls.
So like,
fall down.
yeah, so like, one is the leaf, but then the other is the branch. See, the branch goes down.
Oh.
The branch actually goes down as well.
Yeah, it's so
So, yeah,
alive.
like,
And they'll
kinda
come back
interesting.
up.
Yeah, and then they'll come back up. So it's like they're doing this and they're doing that. Yeah. And then what's left,
Don't eat me.
is just these. It's just these like thorns. These are lots of thorns in there.
Like now you
Yeah,
didn't
so, like,
fall for
now
that,
that
so
there's no-
here's my thorns.
Yeah, it's all thorns. So you're like, oh, now this is all that's left. These
Yeah.
are really cool too. The little flowers. Look like
flowers
little
are
They're
pretty.
so
fireworks or something.
Yeah.
They're super cool looking.
cute. Mimosa.
But yeah, mimosa pudica, dormilona. Supposedly you can smoke it and it makes you tired. I've never tried it, but that's one of the reasons they call it dormilona too.
Dormilona, yeah.
Gingers and everything else. And then probably, let's see, so that's food. And it's probably somewhere.
And here's all the fruit. They eat rotting fruit too.
When they're quite small, they're.
There he is.
Isn't that cool?
It looks
Just like it. Just like these old fallen down.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
Intelligent.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I hadn't even seen that one. Head is to the right, but it has that little like tail head on the left.
Amazing.
Confused as like a little.
Look how he moves.
And sometimes it'll land like upside down, kind of, to look like the head would be up the way it normally would be.
Yeah.
So it has some interesting little techniques.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Another way to
This
do it,
one
guys.
just goes now, kind of.
You can lift this up and you won't see any growth underneath. Instead of using chemicals, you can use this method.
Avoided of sunlight. And
So yeah, this I just started this the other day, but it's already starting. This is only 4 days old, I think.
Oh,
And
perfect.
it's already starting to kill the grass.
Good
So
stuff.
yeah, it's 4 days, and so I'm gonna leave that there for about 2 weeks, and then I'll
Nice.
come in and then I'll plant. Then I'll mound up dirt and plant on the mounds for my
Beautiful.
melons and my stuff like that. See the angle of this one?
It's a
Some of it's
1,000
at an
finger
angle
bananas,
because
guys.
of the weight of
What?
that. What
Never seen
really
it.
a lot of it has to do with selecting the straightest one. So like of these two, this one would get cut. This one would stay because it's the straightest, the strongest, fattest, like most vertical.
Interesting.
Whereas the ones that are at an angle, for one, will fall over sometimes. They also just won't produce as good of a rack usually as like the biggest, fattest, straightest one. And
Amazing.
so, typically,
They're
depends on the
huge.
type of banana, but you want to leave only a certain number of trunks and remove all the smaller, angled out ones and stuff that's taking energy away from the few good ones that you have.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a little trumpet
Looks like it needs a little bit of some kind of
Little
nutrient.
baby.
It's a little yellow, but
Need some love.
meringue or carafe.
Bunch of sugar cane in there.
Biriba, B-I-R-I-B-A, or Rollinia.
Rollinia. I've seen
Rollinia
those. They're spiky,
deliciosa.
right?
Yep,
Ah,
they're delicious.
I've seen at the Fruit and Spice Park in Florida
Oh, cool.
Homestead.
Yeah, so this is my Insta also, if you guys are curious, because I post a lot of my fruit stuff.
Guys, follow him.
It's CR_positive_life.
CR_positive life.
Yep.
Tastes like brown sugar.
But it's really delicious. Oh, see, this one's getting there.
Beautiful.
So I'm gonna pick this one.
Oh, it came
As
right
this-
off
You can
too.
tell. You can tell also the ripeness based on this, the milk, the latex.
So what
if
are we
it's
looking for?
Well, if like the less latex, the better, basically. But the scratch test, right? It's not green, so that's when you can
Ooh.
pick it, and then you let it sit until it gets soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Size the flavor for juicy fruit gum from.
So this is how they
between
made
the two, you
the
could almost
chewing gum.
Make your own
Chique
gum.
sapote, you know, the
Wow.
chiclets gum, and then they use jackfruit to flavor it. Synthesized.
Star apple.
Star apple, caimito, guys.
And they have a
First
cool
one here.
leaf. How it has that red underside of the leaf. And
Really, it
Yeah,
is.
they're beautiful.
Beautiful plant.
Yeah, so caimito. This is soursop, but the mountain soursop. It's actually
Whoa.
more better for you. It's a round soursop instead of like, kind of like the dinosaur.
And you could use the leaves too, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. This is champa jack, which is a mix between champa deck and and jackfruit.
Yeah, champaduck, champajack.
This is the first flowering on this mango tree.
That's a nice tall one.
This is a Tommy. We'll have that. That's on Blackbeach, right? It's called the Botanical Garden. Pick this thing too.
Now, what's the plastic bag doing? How does that help?
So those are like actually guanabana bags, really, but they have
Beautiful.
they have like some kind of repellent type thing on them
I see.
to stop stuff from
Coming and eating
Coming
it
and
on
eating
the
it.
tree.
This impressive coconut here.
yeah, lots of coconuts.
Big ass leaves.
These are
Coconut
beautiful.
trees, like so. I planted like over 100 coconut palms all along the
You can
river,
make a roof with
every
this.
meter, almost the whole riverway, and the river's edge. So what they do is they start leaning out, going for the light, because the light is more prevalent over the water.
Yep.
Are Australian finger limes or caviar limes?
Caviar limes. I've been looking for these for years.
Yeah, I love them. They're cool. They're very cool.
They're
So
hard to see.
let me see this one, a small one.
So they're really sour. We're gonna find
They're
some
very
miracle
sour. Yeah.
berries.
Here you can. So
Close up here.
yeah,
Beautiful.
do that, and then you go.
They're like
Yeah.
caviar.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you kind of give it a bite right in the middle, like a little, just to crack it, and then you blink, and then you squeeze them out. They're in
so
different
aromatic, too.
different stages of ripeness, though.
I'll try one.
Yeah. Grafting.
That's wild.
So he was eating,
That is
spit the
wild.
seeds out in a bucket.
And then
Look at this. Not a graft.
They grew together.
They
And
grew
now
together
I have-
naturally. This is
I have
incredible. Look,
Two different
two
types
different
of fruit.
fruits.
Ding, ding. Yeah.
Guanabana, and what is the other one you
The
think?
other is kettle heart annona.
Kettle heart annona.
That's not quite good.
Incredible. You can see that sour sop up there too.
Amazing. This one will be ready soon.
Yo,
Quite
that's what's growing on right here.
crazy. What's growing on? You know that guy?
Yup, Pete Canaris.
Yeah.
I love him.
I watch all those videos.
Me too.
All right.
Guanabana. So yeah, this is one of the most epic Airbnbs I think you could ever find in Costa Rica, for sure. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to find it. Much love.